Hello to all our Ranch Star friends and family. I have a little story to tell you about our rescue horse Hawkeye and how far he has come into our training together. We purchased this uniquely handsome 18-year-old buckskin Appaloosa horse last year. He was at the horse yard with his own little clique, a little bay mare that he protected and a few friends. His own little herd. We had brought treats, and Hawk came over to first eat from our hands, and then slowly his friends would come over for some too. We found Hawk to be very personable and nice, the inquisitive face, and so we decided to rescue him and take him home. Yet sad to take him away from his mare and friends, but we had no choice. Wishing I could take them all home, but I could only take one. Hawk wasn't great on the ground. He didn't know how to lunge. He would literally run us over and knock us around with his head. Not very safe for us to lead, yet let alone ride. He was cleared by a vet check, and I was having foot surgery last February. I hurried to at least get him better on the lunge and lead, so Meadow could work him a little while. I was laid up with a sore foot. For the next few months, Hawk was on walk, trot, lunges, and walks, tying better to his fence line and in the barn. I had put a few rides on him, but wanted him to be better with respect and trust on the ground. Being an older horse and having some former trauma with humans, we have taken the time, patience, and love towards him, being firm but gentle to gain his trust and respect for us. I use Ryan Rowe's horsemanship to give me some validation that I am doing the right training with stick and string to teach Hawk how to respect me as a human, as a partner, and trust me to not hurt him. I've saddled him nicely, cinching slowly, and working on bridle training to get him to stand nicely and not be so anxious with being tacked up. I'll show this soon how he has gotten better with saddle and bridle training. Teaching Hawk to calmly lunge has been a task. To yield himself around me and bend himself around me. He counterbends most of the time as a natural protective measure, the horses do. This is what we work on now. And he has become better and better with each week. It'll be nice to have some warmth, and has been easier as I can finally walk better. The only thing I have to do is get another surgery to fix my body, as I need a female surgery. Pretty extensive one that hopefully will be easy to heal from, but will still take 90 to 120 days to recover. More on that later as it happens. This is why training with my ponies has been slow, and I have done a lot of work on the ground, grooming, and handling. Coming soon will be healings with the horses in my Healing Barn series, a story time with the pony. Later will be stories from beyond, but I'm doing as much training as I can with the horses, so Meadow and Talon can work with them too, as well as saddle, bridle training, and a few rides, working on going forward and bending. I have a lot of fun working with my horses, and I'm forever grateful every time I see these beautiful sunsets and how far we have come to being here in this moment. Thank you for watching and listening to an update from Hawkeye and following our journey. Now on to our next exciting task, a dust-free barn. And after I work a horse, especially Hawkeye, I'll have him stand for an hour and just stand and wait in different places. I don't have a lot of places to tie horses up yet, but I do have him stand and be tied in his pen. And then I need to actually fix this. And then I have a pole on the other side. Right there. Another patience pole. And I think he was a horse that was left his own vices for a long time. He just lost touch with humans. He will knock you over, run you over, and he's gotten a lot better. He's actually doing better on the lunge. I think he has a little bit of separation anxiety from his pin now. So we're gonna work on that. Once I get more fencing and pins, all this will be a lot easier. Setting up a place for horse training the right way takes time and a lot of effort and energy and thinking and trying to figure out the right way to do things. I'm really happy I have a round pin. I would like a smaller one on the other side over here. And then I'm gonna get another pin in the front by Mystic. And then we can rotate horses, working them in different places. And this makes it a lot easier. Good boy. He's a fussy boy. Yeah, that's not a good idea, bro. You fix him before he unties himself and gets in trouble. This is our arena sand, so we're not so dusty. I'm so excited. Tons of sand gonna be dumped. Beautiful dump truck. Very cool.
sentiment can't hide. I wind the clock back again. There's always been some kind of comfort in there. I can't get over that call. The day that you told me that you're moving on. Barely even human, more myth than man. Rumor has it you spotted on the land. Caught between the people, made you out to be. Convinced myself that we both were saying the same thing. I wind the clock back again. There's always been some kind of comfort in it. I can't get over that call. The day that you told me that you're moving on. I can't deny it, but there's things I can't prevent. And I see my heroes dying. I feel there's a threat. I wind the clock back again. There's always been some kind of comfort in it. I can't get over that call. The day that you told me that you're moving on. I wind the clock back again. There's always been some kind of comfort in it.
out here got the still music.
In the morning, we left the ranch. Leaving the barn and horses behind, with always the promise we'll return soon. It is very hard to leave my property, the barn always calling to me. We know one another, my hands, my footsteps, the memories. Sometimes my wandering heart longs to go up to the refreshing skies. A fun excursion towards the majestic mountains to visit friends and years. These mountains that I can see from my place, the whole frontier land, every storm, every sunset. I love the expanse of the skies and the sights of the mountain range. Longing to visit the many places I want to see on my bucket list. Soon I begin those travels. We climb higher and higher. The air has that crisp, bright perfume. We can listen to that gentle wind that always seems to blow through the forested pine trees. The ranch teaches patience and grit, where the mountains teach perspective, reminding us how small our worries are and how vast our spirit can be. I've always loved the mountains, even as a child riding in the camper, leaning back and forth on our truck, laying down, watching the road, napping in between sights. As the few hours stretched towards our favorite fishing and camping lakes, soon I realized leaving the ranch isn't leaving who I am. But to remember another part of me, a woman longing to ride under wide skies and standing on a mountain peak, both belonging to the same wild and grateful heart. We returned to the horses and the rhythm of hay and hoofbeats with a renewed feeling wrapped in friendship and mountain silence. For me, the mystic mountains have always done that for me. To remember the soft silence as well as the harshness of the huge storms. As they came over the range, I can see them head towards us, watching as they move around, headed north to south, right over us, and then to the east. We live on the richest planet in the solar system, this beautiful Earth. I always keep this life in perspective. No matter what happens in our ever-changing world, we can look towards a natural setting to reset and recharge. Thank you to all our Ranch Star friends and family all over this beautiful world. Wherever you are, stay safe, happy, and healthy. Always sending out to you the next. from our ponies, our healing garden, gleaming living vibes of strength, bravery, and action. Love and peace to you, and never goodbye. We'll see you soon.